Kartik and Aman are in love with each other. Their traditional families don't understand homosexuality. As Kartik forces Aman to get his family to accept them, chaos ensues. Kartik and Aman are running towards the train going from Allahabad to Gomtinagar. They feel matches are made in heaven, but people on earth decide the timings. That day itself, 13,000 weddings are taking place in Allahabad. It feels like the Indian economy runs on only weddings. Kartik was a little boy of 6 when he ran for the first time. The local boys made fun of his hair, but he aspired to be a superstar. When his father beats him up, he realizes people are born superstars. A man remembers running away from his family's love in his childhood. He still feels he's running for love. While a man distributes flyers for a company that sells toothpaste, Kartik is the mascot, fighting germs. No one listens to them, and a man's mother, Sunaina, decides to call at that time. Farmers are protesting the black cauliflowers that her husband, Shankar, grows organically. A man's cousin, Goggle, is getting married soon, and Sunaina wants him to join them. A man is too busy to come, but Sunaina feels he's not earning enough for that attitude. The whole family from their small town will be there for the wedding. She asks him to show more love to his family than the toothpaste he's selling. That must have hurt. Kumkum is excited to set up Aman's room, but Sunaina is frustrated about his resistance. She wonders if Aman is involved with some woman in the city, and takes Kumkum along to find her husband. Shankar is an agricultural scientist, and seems to be enjoying the chaos because of his cauliflowers. Goggle's father, Chaman, who is Shankar's brother, is finally glad they found a suitor for Goggle. His wife, Shampa, feels Shaman is useless, but Shankar helps them find a match for Goggle. Shankar tries to gift someone his cauliflowers, but they have already been eating it for a week. Shankar feels that is an achievement because no one from their family is sick yet. He wants to prove to the farmers that there's no need to defame his black cauliflowers. Keshav shows Shankar a video of their locality being featured on like because of the protests. Sunaina reminds Shankar that they promised Kumkum's family that Aman would marry her. Aman has been stalling for a year, and she's worried he won't come for Goggle's wedding too. Sunaina gives Kumkum a bangle as a safety net, so their promise remains intact. She asks Shankar to make sure he convinces Aman. A cauliflower lands right into Goggle's bowl and helps her finish her rituals. That's a relief since everyone is busy elsewhere. Kartik and Aman arrive at Devika's house to help her elope. Aman asks Kartik to start the bike first because they don't have the money to get it repaired. Kartik is scared, but Aman assures him he can do this. Kartik climbs up to Devika's balcony, who is mad at him for being late. Kartik is afraid of getting caught and wants to jump down first so he can run away from her father. Devika doesn't want to be left hanging and reminds him he's supposed to help her. They have 5 minutes till her dad's show breaks for a commercial. Kartik hopes her boyfriend Ravi shows up soon. Devika is sure he will, and already has a lot of money she got from her dad's education policy for her. She jumps down first, but alerts her dad with the noise. He finds Kartik's cape stuck to a car. His luck seems to be going great. Aman tries to save him, but Devika rides away with their bike. Men gather to beat them up, while Shankar wonders why Aman is not picking up his call. Devika's dad picks it up to inform Shankar that Aman is picking up the girls. Shankar now feels Sunaina's suspicions about Aman being involved with a girl were right. Sunaina asks Shankar to shift his focus from the cauliflowers to help his son get back on track. Kartik suggests they should run away to Aman's place in Allahabad to attend Goggle's wedding. Aman doesn't want his family to know about his relationship with Kartik. He asks Aman to not be scared because they can pretend to be friends. Surely, this will work out as planned. As Devika's dad's men close in on them, Kartik and Aman take a rickshaw to the railway station. They wake up late in Allahabad and run to catch the train Aman's family is on. Kartik instantly gel with Aman's family as his friend, and they all start dancing to celebrate the wedding. When everyone is distracted, Kartik and Aman step outside the coach. Aman stops him from getting too close, but Kartik kisses him. Shankar finds them kissing and starts puking. Aman is worried Shankar will tell everyone about what he saw. He is also worried about Shankar's health, but Kartik wants to remember their passion. They realize they didn't see anyone coming because both of their eyes were closed. Kartik usually complains about Aman being distracted when they kiss. Aman is worried about what others think. But this time, he was lost in the moment too. He clearly regrets it. Aman finds Kumkum looking at them, so he takes Kartik away. Kartik reminds Aman of the time his dad beat him up for the first time. The doctor asks about Shankar's diet, which mostly includes black cauliflower. Sunaina feels people are blaming the food she prepared for his sickness. She threatens to stop cooking for all of them and asks them to fend for themselves. Champa blames the cauliflower because even Shaman is obsessed with it. She's jealous of the vegetable, but that's still not their biggest problem. Sunaina asks Champa to find another house if she doesn't like her husband's work. Champa feels she contributes equally to the household chores. Champa knows they would have been better off financially if Chaman was allowed to study law. Everyone points out that Chaman failed his law exam, but Champa still blames their mother for not making Chaman sharp enough. Sunaina accuses Champa of being a drama queen. When there's no point left, she starts taunting Champa for how her family behaved at her wedding decades ago. Champa feels hurt, and even Goggle is annoyed they are ruining her wedding. The doctor reminds them about the medicines they need for Shankar. When he wakes up, the doctor suggests he should go for a walk. Shankar finds Kartik and Aman sitting outside and ignores them. Kartik forces Aman to talk to his dad about them. Aman needs his moral support, but Kartik refuses to get beaten up twice for being gay. He threatens to go back to Delhi, so Aman gets the courage to initiate a conversation. Kartik thinks his father beat him up because he is uneducated. He feels since Shankar is a scientist, he should have an open mind about them. That surely sounds convincing. Aman tries to prepare what he's going to say about loving Kartik. Shankar gets busy with a pipe and blasts water at Aman when he comes closer. He pretends he sprayed it because of the heat. He actually wants to cleanse Aman and asks him to stay away from Kartik. Shankar keeps watching Kartik with suspicion while he's dancing. Aman can't dance freely because he can always feel Shankar's eyes on them. Shankar thinks of himself as a failure, and Sunaina assumes it must be about Aman's affair with another woman. Kusum comes to ask for Sunaina's opinion about what Aman prefers in her outfit. By the looks of it, nothing. Shankar pretends Aman has been calling Kusum and asks her to stay close to him. Shankar claims he is very upset that day, so Sunaina starts taking off her clothes. Goggle wants her wedding procession on a horse, even if it's tradition for the groom to sit on it. Shankar can't stop looking at Kartik and Aman and asks Chaman to get him alcohol and smokes. Goggle feels everyone is too slow with their dance and decides to proceed alone. The groom's family expects her to seek their blessings first, but she wants to do that after marrying Ashok. Aman asks Kartik to go back to Delhi, but Kartik loves how welcoming and cool his family is. Aman feels conscious, but Kartik tries to make him understand his sexuality is not his fault. Kartik still wants to dance with Aman and asks the band to play a great song for his entry. Kartik steals the spotlight with his dance, but Shankar keeps trying to drag Aman away. He pushes Kusum towards Aman, but Kartik keeps finding ways to get closer to him. When Shankar keeps separating them, Aman kisses Kartik in front of everyone. Everyone is shocked, so Shankar asks Chaman to handle this. The lovers seem oblivious to the fact that small-town people won't accept them. Chaman throws his jacket over them and starts chanting mantras. He gestures to his family to follow his lead. He pretends it's a ritual in their family before a wedding. Ashok's family is concerned about them kissing, but Sunaina insists all kisses are not romantic. Champa also claims they're probably exchanging cardamom seeds through their mouths. She claims it's auspicious. Surely, everyone believes her. Sunaina asks them to stop kissing, and they all try to rush the wedding. Shankar feels Kartik behaved exactly like he expected him to. He asks Chaman to take him to a train station and makes sure he leaves. Chaman needs to perform the wedding rituals for his daughter, but Shankar offers to do it. Kartik tries to talk to Aman first, but Shankar feels humiliated enough. Kartik wants Shankar to understand how men like him face a lot of battles in their lives. The biggest one is against their family, which is why he doesn't want to fight with Shankar. Chaman asks him to hurry, so Kartik makes sure to get money for the ticket and food from them. Aman bursts balloons in anger when he finds out that Shankar sent Kartik away. Goggle also runs away on her horse. As if this day could get worse, Ashok's family wants to cancel the wedding because they are sure Aman is gay. Kartik tries to make Chaman understand that he was born gay, just like Chaman was born straight. Kartik gets down at the station and warns Chaman against hurting Aman. Chaman assumes the wedding must be over by now, but Champa is crying too hard to explain. Keshav asks him to get back soon to deal with the situation. Kartik is waiting for his train when he hears a kid reciting a poem about Jack and Jill. Kartik feels the poem is wrong and thinks Jack and Johnny should go up the hill and love each other. The kid's father is offended by what Kartik is teaching his son. Kartik feels offended no one ever asks Jack if he wants to go with Jill or Johnny. Kartik keeps reciting his version of the poem till the man takes his family away. Kartik only stops when he spots Goggle at the station. Chaman is worried about Goggle's absence, but Shankar wants to deal with Aman first. Shankar feels Aman has ruined Goggle's wedding and their family's reputation. Aman feels it shouldn't matter who anyone is sleeping with when their family is so huge. Shankar and Sunaina assume Kartik and Aman must be sleeping together as roommates. Shankar remembers sharing a bed with Chaman too, and tries to convince himself that Aman is straight. Aman compares his sexuality to normal bodily functions like peeing. Shankar feels they're different things, and there's a science behind peeing. Aman knows there's a science behind him loving another man too. Aman's eyes grew big the first time he met Kartik. His touch releases dopamine in Aman's body, and Shankar agrees it comes from a feeling of love. Aman tries to explain how nothing feels right without Kartik. Sunaina starts remembering her ex, Kumar. Aman asks Shankar to not get angry at her because even he is about to elope with Rani. Both his parents had to leave their past loves because of family pressure and an arranged marriage. Aman knows Shankar must have also felt the burst of cortisol he felt when he kissed Rani for the first time. Shankar feels there is nothing wrong with liking a woman, but he feels Aman doesn't understand that liking a man is wrong. Aman again explains through science how his body is feeling in anger and when he's away from Kartik. It all falls on deaf ears because everyone is in denial. Aman knows people need to accept that he's gay. Sunaina thinks it's a disease they can probably cure. When Aman walks off in anger, Shankar asks Sunaina to take off her sari again. Gogol is frustrated and tries to end her life because her wedding was called off. Kartik thinks she doesn't need to be married for a fulfilled life. Gogol only had one boyfriend as a teenager, who freaked out when he saw her glass eye. She's been waiting for someone to accept her as a bride ever since. Sunaina pretends Shankar is trying to hang with her sari. She calls out to Aman in fake desperation and asks everyone else to cooperate with the family drama. Kartik asks Gogol to not hurt herself because she has a family that supports her. Kartik only has a father who hates him. He feels joy for the first time after meeting Aman's family, but he knows they won't accept him. Gogol asks him to not run away too if he loves Aman. She knows Aman loves him and has known he is gay since they were children. Sunaina feels Aman is destroying the big dreams they had for him. She offers to buy him a place in Delhi if he listens to Shankar and marries Kumkum. Kartik finally wants to go back with Gogol to face Aman's family. He feels they deserve a happy ending too. Shankar's knees are hurting due to the drama they staged. He still feels he needs to teach Aman a lesson. When he refers to Gogol in the past tense, Chaman and Champa feel offended that he assumes she's deceased. Shankar thinks of Aman's sexuality as a disease and wants a miracle cure. Keshav has found from Google that it's not a disease. Even with online proof, Shankar wants to follow his family tradition of believing that it is. On the bus ride, they learn that farmers' protests in Allahabad are now so violent that a curfew has been placed. When everyone takes a break during the ride, Kumkum offers to fix Aman's problems. She still wants to get married to Aman, but he feels that's a terrible idea. He requests her to reject him for obvious reasons. Looks like everyone is in denial. Sunaina wants to arrange for a rebirth ceremony for Aman with their local priest. Shankar loves the idea and wants to share it with Chaman. Kumkum wants to marry Aman because he is her last hope. Shankar feels Chaman is not peeing properly, but Chaman thinks all the elders of the family have ruined everyone's desires. Shankar feels Gogol ran away because Chaman couldn't find a suitable groom for her. Chaman reminds Shankar that she lost her eye because of Shankar's air gun. He feels no one wants to marry her because of that. Shankar doesn't want to accept that either and feels like Chaman is taking revenge for that. He blames Chaman for ruining Aman with the porn CDs he kept in his room. Chaman knows Shankar can't blame him for that, because it all started with the porn magazines Shankar used to carry. Shankar was keeping the magazines hidden for their Shashikant uncle, so they started blaming him. What was the point of this topic again? Their wives come over to pull them apart. Chaman is angry and promises that no uncle will ever ruin a child again. Kumkum is happy that Aman is gay because she's in love with Rakesh. He's a guy who steals cars in Meerut and is accused of... She still thinks he's a nice guy and loves her. He surely sounds great. Her parents don't approve of Rakesh because he's from a different caste. Because that is surely the main problem here. This is why she wants to marry Aman, so they can live in Delhi. She feels she can stay with Rakesh while Aman can peacefully live with Kartik. Kumkum can't elope because she needs the jewelry she will get from marriage. Aman refuses to accept her deal, but Kumkum hasn't backed down yet. Shankar gives Aman a look when he's back, and Sunaina tries to pray that he gets cured. Aman avoids Kumkum at all costs during the journey, but finds himself in the middle of his own funeral. His family is pretending he has died, so he can be born as a new and straight man. If this isn't enough, Sunaina asks him to pretend like he has just been born. Shankar announces that Aman is deceased to them, and he has been born as Chandravardhan again. They all somehow believe all his bad habits of being gay will disappear with this new life. This will surely end well for them. Goggle comes back and rants about how no one bothered to look for her. She gets scared about Aman being deceased, but Shankar explains what's happening. Shankar is sure their problems are solved, and they can make the reborn Aman marry Kumkum. Goggle knows they have bigger problems and takes them to the roof. Kartik announces on a megaphone that Shankar has a disease called phobia. Finally, someone had to say it. Kartik feels this disease is fatal because it ends up becoming a He is sure movies will be made on Shankar, and he will become a zombie one day. Shankar asks Kartik to wait for a bit till he comes back from his room. Aman knows he's angry, but Shankar wants Kartik to take the disease he has back with him. Sunaina refuses to intervene because she feels this is Aman's fault. Aman asks Kartik not to get so dramatic and wants to handle his crazy family himself. Kartik is sure he's strong and feels Aman is too soft to deal with all this. Aman knows Kartik will soon realize that even his educated father is like Kartik's uneducated one. When Shankar comes out with a stick to beat Kartik, everyone tries to stop him. He overpowers them and starts hitting Kartik. It feels like Aman is going to hug him, but he runs upstairs. Kartik faints, but Shankar feels like he's acting. Everyone thinks he was too harsh on Kartik. Keshav has learned from his tablet again. Sexuality isn't a crime. He also feels men and women don't have to be restricted to just two genders. This is too much information for Shankar, and he breaks the tablet. Aman is still locked in his room, so Sunaina and Kumkum run to check on him. Champa feels the younger generation doesn't know how to handle trauma properly. She knows Goggle was also giving up when her marriage broke off. Champa remembers simpler times when women settled for an arranged marriage. Goggle reminds her that Champa at least had her husband to share her issues with. Goggle doesn't have anyone. Champa is sure Goggle will find someone, but she never wants to get married now. Goggle knows this is her house, and no one can throw her out for being unmarried. Everyone disagrees, and Shankar is paranoid about them discussing their share of the property. He doesn't want to divide the family, but Champa also wants to claim her right to the property. Champa feels Goggle still has hope, but Aman has ruined their family by loving a man. They hear Sunaina's screams, who is happy about Aman's written promise to marry Kumkum. Aman has just asked that they don't harm Kartik in return. Sunaina and Shankar start celebrating and totally ignore what their son wants. They start preparing for an immediate wedding, and Kumkum is excited about the jewelry she got. Kartik doesn't want Aman to marry Kumkum and is sure he's making a mistake. Aman explains the deal he has made with Kumkum, but Kartik knows things will get worse after marriage. People will expect kids from him, and Aman will have to oblige to keep his family happy. Kartik knows when Aman is old, he will realize how stupid this decision is. Surely everyone can realize this now. Aman is scared of standing up to his family and doesn't want to fight his dad. Kartik also refuses to go back till he watches Aman get married. Sunaina has read an article about a pending Supreme Court hearing. It will debate whether gay relationships are legal in India. She thinks if they make it legal, Shankar will go to jail for beating up Kartik. Sunaina refuses to be a part of it and knows she will pretend to be a helpless and uneducated woman. Sunaina is frustrated that Shankar has been living with her half-heartedly for 25 years of their marriage. While he knows she keeps searching for Kumar online, she has seen pictures of Rani in his cupboard. Sunaina finally feels like they are ruining their son's life by forcing him to get married. Shankar partially agrees with her, but wants the marriage to happen. He wants to save face in front of society. Kartik shows Shankar the worms in his cauliflower. He explains with example that being gay is in Aman's nature. He knows Shankar can force marriage on him, but can never change who Aman truly is. There's still no end to Shankar's denial, and he goes back to dancing at his son's wedding. Kartik is about to head home when he notices a letter from Kumkum. She has run away with all of Sunaina's jewelry after fooling the family. She knows Sunaina and Shankar were desperate enough to not care what they were giving her. She knows no one will complain against her because they want to protect Aman's secret. She feels free and doesn't care for them because she can be with Rakesh. Sunaina asks Goggle to get the bride from her room. Goggle reluctantly knocks on Kumkum's door and asks her to hurry. Kartik comes out dressed as Kumkum, with his face hidden behind a veil. Goggle assumes he is Kumkum, till he falls and his veil slides. He informs her about Kumkum running away and asks her to handle it if anyone tries to catch him. Goggle carefully takes him to the area where the rituals are being performed. She asks the priest to begin the ceremony, but Kumkum's dad wonders why she looks so tall. Even Sunaina notices that Kumkum apparently has hairy hands. Sunaina knows Kumkum went to the parlor that day, but no one can still guess it's actually Kartik, including Aman. The priest asks the couple to stand for the rituals. Shankar also feels something is off, and tries to look under the veil. Turns out his paranoia makes him more observant. He wants to take off the veil, but Kumkum's own family can't allow it till the ceremony is over. Shankar tries to do it himself, but Kartik lifts it up and starts running. Goggle explains that Kusum has run away with Sunaina's jewelry. Everyone still tries to catch Kartik, and even Aman doesn't understand what's happening. Chaman finally catches him, but Kartik knows everyone is laughing at Shankar's insanity, rather than at him. Aman finally stands up for Kartik and doesn't want to remain quiet anymore. He claims he never protested because he didn't expect Shankar to understand him, but he's tired of Shankar's drama. Kartik asks Aman to be grateful for his dad, and knows none of them can ever understand sexuality. They have grown up listening to straight stories. Aman doesn't think his relationship with his dad will change just because he loves Aman. He is tired of being mature when his father should be the one doing that. He takes Kartik's hand and asks the priest to begin the rituals. The priest also refuses to be part of a gay marriage. Kartik reminds him that the court's verdict the next day can make their love legal. Aman also insists that the scriptures speak of a union between two souls, irrespective of their gender. They continue the rituals, but a cop comes to arrest them. Can anything go right? Sunaina asks Shankar to fight for them, but knows he won't do anything. She knows Shankar doesn't have the will to fight anymore. Shankar finally steps up and asks the cop to let them deal with their family matter. The cop insists that being gay is a crime, but Shaman finally steps in pretending to be their family lawyer. He feels the cop can't assume they are gay, but he has a testimony from Kusum. They found her with stolen jewelry, and she told them about Aman and Kartik. Shaman still insists the cop hasn't caught them doing anything suspicious. He feels the cop can't prove they're gay in court anyway. He also thinks no one should have an objection to what two consenting adults do. Finally, someone who understands. The cop agrees that the ruling can change in their favor, but wants to stick around that night so they don't run away. Seems like he has a lot of free time. Shankar lures him with black cauliflower dishes, while Aman and Kartik celebrate their mini victory. Sunaina seems to have accepted them and asks Kusum to keep the jewelry. Goggle also performs rituals with herself, and they all take pictures. Shankar goes to check on his farm and is devastated to learn that his entire crop has worms. The Supreme Court rules in favor of same-sex relationships, and the cop leaves them. As everyone celebrates their love, Shankar burns his crop. He offers to drop Aman and Kartik to the station, but Kartik insists he wants to drive. Aman makes Shankar comfortable about putting his hand on Kartik. Shankar even lets Kartik address him as a father. Shankar knows he might not understand homosexuality, but he wants Aman to live his life the way he wants. Aman takes his blessings, and even Kartik comes back to hug Shankar. They run towards their train with relief this time. They hope for more same-sex love stories and want to keep running for their love.